Welcome to Dream Tales Sleep Stories. Tonight's reading is Emily and the Winter Friend. Settle into your bed or sofa and let your shoulders, jaw, and eyelids grow heavy. Inhale slowly, 1, 2, 3, and sigh the air away, allowing the day to fade into quiet dark. With every soft inhale, you invite fresh English phrases. With every gentle exhale, stray thoughts drift farther off. Behind my voice flows a gentle melody, renowned for guiding the mind toward deep relaxation. Keep your eyes closed or follow the captions, whichever feels right. Simply receive the rhythm and resonance of the language. Deep in rest, tonight's phrases will take root like seeds, ready to bloom into stronger English skills with the morning light. When you feel settled, hold that unhurried breath and allow yourself to drift into the tale. Emily and the Winter Friend begins now. And when the story's final line has faded, the music will linger a little longer, carrying you gently deeper into sleep. Emily and the Winter Friend. In the small mountain town of Evergreen Valley, where winter arrived early and stayed late, there lived a 12-year-old girl named Emily, whose imagination was as vast as the snow-covered landscapes that surrounded her home. Emily had moved to this remote town with her mother just 6 months ago, following her parents' difficult divorce, and she was still struggling to adjust to her new life in a place where she knew absolutely no one. Emily's mother, Dr. Sarah Chen, had taken a position at the local medical clinic, believing that the peaceful mountain environment would help them both heal from the emotional turmoil of the past year. While her mother buried herself in work, trying to establish herself in the new community, Emily spent most of her time alone, wandering through the snowy forests and reading books about magical adventures in her small bedroom. The house they rented was a charming wooden cottage at the edge of town, with a large backyard that sloped gently toward a frozen creek. Emily loved the view from her bedroom window, which looked out over the pristine white landscape toward the distant mountain peaks. But despite the beauty surrounding her, she felt a profound loneliness that seemed to grow heavier with each passing day. At her new school, Emily found it difficult to connect with her classmates, who had known each other since kindergarten and had already formed tight-knit groups of friends. She ate lunch alone in the corner of the cafeteria, pretending to read while secretly watching the other students laugh and share stories about their weekend adventures. The teachers were kind enough, but kindness from adults was not the same as friendship from peers. Emily's mother noticed her daughter's isolation and tried to help by suggesting various activities. "Why don't you join the ski club?" she would ask hopefully. "Or maybe the art class at the community center." But Emily always found excuses to decline. Afraid of rejection and uncomfortable with the idea of forcing herself into groups where she clearly didn't belong. The only comfort Emily found was in her grandmother's stories about the old country, tales of magical creatures and enchanted objects that her grandmother had told her before passing away the previous spring. Grandmother Chen had believed deeply in the magic that existed in the natural world, in the spirits that inhabited trees and rivers and mountains. She had taught Emily to respect nature and to always keep her heart open to wonder. One particularly cold December afternoon, with temperatures dropping well below freezing and a fresh blanket of snow covering everything in sight, Emily decided to build a snowman in her backyard. It wasn't a planned activity. She simply looked out her window at the perfect packing snow and felt an inexplicable urge to create something epic, to bring some form of life into her lonely world. She bundled up in her warmest coat, pulled on her insulated boots and thick mittens, and stepped out into the winter wonderland. The snow crunched satisfyingly under her feet as she walked to the center of the yard, where she began rolling the first ball for the snowman's base. Emily worked with unusual dedication, carefully packing and shaping each section of the snowman's body. Unlike the simple three-ball constructions most children made, she sculpted this snowman with artistic precision, giving him broad shoulders, a friendly posture, and proportions that seemed almost human. She used her mittened hands to smooth the surface and add subtle details like the suggestion of fingers on his stick arms and a gentle curve to his smile. For his face, Emily chose two perfectly round blue stones she had collected from the creek bed the previous autumn, giving him eyes that seemed to sparkle with hidden intelligence. His nose was a carrot from the kitchen, and his mouth was made of small dark pebbles, arranged in a warm, welcoming smile. She wrapped an old red scarf around his neck, one that had belonged to her grandmother, and placed a worn felt hat on his head that she had found in the cottage's storage shed. As Emily stepped back to admire her creation, she felt a strange sense of satisfaction that she hadn't experienced in months. The snowman seemed to radiate a friendly presence, as if he were genuinely happy to exist and grateful to Emily for bringing him into being. "I'll call you William," Emily declared, the name coming to her suddenly and feeling absolutely right. "You look like a William, kind and wise, and maybe a little bit magical." She laughed at her own whimsy, but the sound died in the cold air as she noticed something peculiar. For just a moment, she could have sworn she saw a faint shimmer pass through the snowman's body, like a ripple of light moving through water. Emily blinked, and the effect disappeared, leaving her to wonder if it had been merely a trick of the winter sunlight. That night, Emily went to bed thinking about William, imagining conversations they might have if he were real. She dreamed of walking through enchanted forests with a friendly snowman companion, discovering hidden magical places and having adventures that would fill the emptiness in her heart. When she woke the next morning, she immediately rushed to her window to check on her creation. William stood exactly where she had left him, but something seemed different. His posture appeared slightly altered, and the stones of his eyes seemed to catch the morning light in a way that made them appear almost alive. Emily shook her head, dismissing the observation as the product of her overactive imagination. After breakfast, Emily ventured outside to visit William again. She had developed the habit of talking to him as if he could hear her, sharing her thoughts and feelings in a way she couldn't with anyone else. She told him about her difficulties at school, about missing her father and grandmother, and about her fears that she would never find a real friend in this new town. "It's silly to talk to a snowman," she admitted, "but you're the only one who listens without judging me or trying to fix everything. Sometimes I just need someone to listen." As she finished speaking, Emily felt a gentle breeze brush across her face, almost like a comforting caress. The wind chimes on the back porch tinkled softly, creating a melody that seemed to respond to her words. Again, she noticed that strange shimmer passing through William's form, stronger this time and lasting longer. Over the following week, Emily visited William every day, continuing her one-sided conversations and gradually revealing more of her innermost thoughts and feelings. She didn't notice that with each visit, the shimmer grew stronger, or that William's features seemed to become more expressive, more alive. She was too focused on the comfort she derived from having someone, even an inanimate someone, to confide in. It was on Christmas Eve that everything changed. Emily had spent the evening with her mother, trying to enjoy their small celebration, despite missing the large family gatherings they used to have. After her mother went to bed, Emily felt restless and decided to visit William one more time before the night ended. The sky was perfectly clear, displaying more stars than Emily had ever seen in her life, and a brilliant full moon cast silvery light across the snow-covered landscape. The world seemed to hold its breath in anticipation of something wonderful. As Emily approached William, she stopped in shock. The shimmer she had been noticing all week was now a constant glow emanating from within the snowman's body, pulsing gently like a heartbeat. The blue stones that served as his eyes were gleaming with unmistakable awareness, and as she watched in amazement, William slowly turned his head to look directly at her. "Hello, Emily," William said, his voice like the sound of wind chimes mixed with the soft crunch of fresh snow. "Thank you for giving me life." Emily's first instinct was to scream and run, but something in William's gentle tone and the kindness in his glowing eyes made her stay. Her grandmother had always told her that magic was real for those who believed, and Emily realized that she had poured so much of her heart into creating William that she had somehow brought him to life. "How is this possible?" she whispered, her breath forming clouds in the cold air. "Your belief and your need gave me form," William explained, his pebble mouth moving in a way that should have been impossible, but somehow seemed perfectly natural. "The magic of winter, the love you put into making me, and the loneliness you shared with me, all combined on this special night to give me consciousness. I am here to be your friend, Emily, for as long as winter lasts." Thus began the most magical friendship Emily had ever experienced. William could move and talk, though he was careful to remain still whenever other people might see him. He became Emily's constant companion during the long winter evenings and weekends, teaching her about the secret life of winter, the language of snowflakes, the songs of the northern wind, and the ancient stories that the mountains remembered from ages past. William possessed wisdom, that seemed to come from the very essence of winter itself. He knew the names of every star in the winter sky and could predict weather changes by listening to the whispers of the wind. He taught Emily to see the beauty in the coldest days and to understand that winter was not a season of death, but of rest and preparation for new life. Most importantly, William helped Emily understand her own feelings about the changes in her life. During their long conversations, he listened with infinite patience as she processed her grief over her parents' divorce, her sorrow at losing her grandmother, and her fear of never fitting in. "Change is like winter," William told her one evening as they watched the stars together. "It can seem harsh and cold, but it's necessary for growth. The trees lose their leaves so they can grow new ones in spring. Your old life had to end so that a new and perhaps better one could begin." "But what if the new life is lonely?" Emily asked, voicing her deepest fear. "Then you must plant seeds of friendship and nurture them with patience and courage," William replied. "You have been hiding from the other children because you fear rejection, but friendship requires risk. You must be willing to reach out, to be vulnerable, to share yourself with others as you have shared yourself with me." Emily knew William was right, but the fear of rejection still held her back. It was easier to have a magical snowman friend who was guaranteed to accept her than to risk approaching real children who might turn her away. As January progressed, Emily and William developed a wonderful routine. Every afternoon after school, she would rush home to spend time with her frozen friend. And on weekends, they would have long adventures exploring the snowy wilderness around Evergreen Valley. William showed her hidden ice caves that glittered like crystal palaces, frozen waterfalls that looked like sculptures made by giants, and secret clearings where winter animals gathered. But William also began gently pushing Emily toward connecting with her human peers. He would ask about her classmates and encourage her to share her own interests and stories with them. He pointed out that her knowledge of winter nature and her artistic skills could be bridges to friendship if she would only let others see them. One day at school, Emily noticed a girl named Sophia sitting alone in the library, looking at a book about winter wildlife. Sophia was usually surrounded by friends, but today she seemed sad and isolated. Remembering William's advice about taking risks, Emily gathered her courage and approached. "That's a good book," Emily said nervously. "I've seen a lot of those animals in the woods behind my house." Sophia looked up with surprise that quickly turned to interest. "Really? I've always wanted to see winter wildlife, and I don't know where to look." That simple exchange led to a longer conversation, which led to plans for Sophia to visit Emily's house the following weekend. Emily was terrified, but also excited, and William encouraged her every step of the way. When Sophia came over, Emily was careful to keep her away from William, not wanting to reveal her magical secret. But as the two girls explored the winter landscape together, Emily found herself using all the knowledge William had taught her. She showed Sophia animal tracks in the snow, pointed out winter birds and their calls, and shared the stories the mountains told. "This is amazing," Sophia exclaimed. "I've lived here my whole life and never knew any of this stuff. How did you learn it all?" Emily hesitated before answering. "My grandmother taught me to pay attention to nature, and I've been exploring a lot since I moved here." It wasn't the complete truth, but it wasn't a lie either. The friendship between Emily and Sophia grew quickly. Sophia introduced Emily to her other friends, who were welcoming and curious about the new girl who knew so much about the winter wilderness. Within a few weeks, Emily found herself with a circle of friends who invited her to join their activities and valued her contributions. Emily still spent time with William, but their conversations began to change. She had more stories to share about her human friends, more laughter to report, more plans for the future. William listened with evident joy, celebrating each new connection Emily made and each fear she overcame. "You're learning to live fully," William observed one evening as Emily told him about being invited to Sophia's birthday party. "You're becoming the person you were always meant to be." "I couldn't have done it without you," Emily said gratefully. "You gave me the courage to try." But as February arrived and the days began to grow longer, Emily noticed troubling changes in William. His movements became slower, his glow less bright, and sometimes his words would trail off as if he were losing his train of thought. She realized with growing dread what was happening. Winter was beginning to fade, and William's time was running out. "You're melting," Emily said one afternoon, unable to keep the fear from her voice. William's smile was gentle and accepting. "All winters must end, Emily. That is the natural order of things. I was given life for a season, and what a wonderful season it has been." "But I don't want to lose you," Emily cried. "Can't we find a way to keep you alive? Maybe if we move to somewhere colder or build some kind of freezer?" "That would only delay the inevitable and prevent you from living your own life," William replied. William interrupted kindly. "I was brought into being to help you through a difficult time, and I have done that. You have friends now, human friends who will be with you through all the seasons of your life. That is as it should be." Emily knew he was right, but the knowledge didn't ease the pain in her heart. She began spending every possible moment with William, knowing their time together was limited. They talked about everything: her hopes and dreams, his observations about the beauty of existence, the meaning of friendship and love and loss. One evening, William shared with her a piece of wisdom that she would carry for the rest of her life. "The love we share doesn't disappear when I melt," he told her. "It becomes part of the water that flows into the streams and nourishes the spring flowers. It rises into the clouds and falls again as rain and eventually as snow. And when you build another snowman someday, perhaps to help another lonely child, a little bit of me will be there in every snowflake." As March arrived and temperatures began rising above freezing during the day, William's decline accelerated. His body began to shrink and lose definition, his features becoming less distinct, But even as he diminished physically, his spirit seemed to grow stronger and more peaceful. On what Emily knew would be their last night together, she sat beside William under a sky full of stars, wrapped in her grandmother's red scarf that she had taken back to keep warm. William was now barely 3 feet tall, a shadow of his former self, but his eyes still glowed with warmth and love. "Thank you," Emily whispered. "Thank you for being my friend when I needed one most. Thank you for teaching me to be brave and to open my heart. I'll never forget you." "And I will never truly leave you," William replied, his voice faint but clear. "Every winter, when the first snow falls, think of me and remember what we shared. Remember that magic is real for those who believe, that friendship can come from unexpected places, and that every ending is also a beginning." As the first light of dawn began to brighten the eastern sky, William's form finally gave way, collapsing into a pile of snow and water and memories. Emily sat there for a long time, crying and saying goodbye, but also feeling a strange sense of peace. She picked up the blue stones that had been his eyes and held them tight, knowing she would treasure them forever. When she finally went inside, Emily found her mother waiting with concern and understanding. She told her mother everything about William coming to life, about the lessons he had taught her, and about how he had helped her find the courage to make friends. Her mother listened without interruption, and when Emily finished, she simply held her daughter close. "Your grandmother always said you had a special gift," her mother said softly. "I believe every word you've told me, and I'm so glad you had William to help you through this difficult time." Spring arrived in full force, melting the last of the snow and coaxing flowers from the newly thawed ground. Emily missed William terribly, but she also found that his absence created space for new growth in her life. Her friendships deepened, her confidence increased, and she discovered that she had the ability to help others the way William had helped her. She became known at school as someone who noticed when others were struggling and who always had time to listen. She befriended new students and helped them adjust, remembering her own painful early days in Evergreen Valley. She started an environmental club that explored and protected the wild areas around town, sharing the knowledge William had given her with anyone who wanted to learn. Sophia became her best friend, and their bond grew stronger through shared adventures and the normal ups and downs of adolescent life. Emily eventually told Sophia about William, and though Sophia wasn't sure whether to believe the magical parts of the story, she understood how important the experience had been to her friend. When the following winter arrived, Emily built another snowman in her backyard. She used the same blue stones for his eyes and wrapped her grandmother's scarf around his neck. This snowman didn't come to life. That particular magic had served its purpose. But Emily felt William's presence in every snowflake that fell and every cold wind that blew. She named the new snowman William II and continued her tradition of talking to him, though now her conversations were different. Instead of sharing her loneliness and fears, She told him about her friends and accomplishments, her plans for the future, and her gratitude for the lessons the original William had taught her. Years passed, and Emily grew into a remarkable young woman who never forgot the magic of that special winter. She became a teacher herself, working with children who struggled socially and helping them find their place in the world. She married a kind man who loved her stories about William and who helped her build snowmen every winter for their own children. And every year, when the first snow of winter fell on Evergreen Valley, Emily would stand at her window and whisper a thank you to the frozen friend who had changed her life. She kept the blue stones on her dresser, and sometimes she could swear they still sparkled with a hint of that magical glow. The love we share doesn't disappear, William had told her. It becomes part of everything. And Emily knew in her heart that this was true, that William lived on in every act of kindness she performed, every friendship she nurtured, and every child she helped find the courage to open their heart to others. For that is the true magic of winter, not just the beauty of snow and ice, but the warmth of connection that helps us survive the cold times and emerge ready for new growth when spring finally arrives. And Emily, who had once been so lonely and afraid, became a source of that warmth for everyone she met, passing on the gift that a magical snowman had given her on a starlit Christmas Eve. Some say that on the coldest winter nights, if you look carefully at the snowmen in Evergreen Valley, you might see a faint shimmer pass through their forms. And if you listen very closely, you might hear the soft sound of wind chimes mixed with the crunch of fresh snow, whispering secrets about the magic that exists for those who believe. The story of Emily and William became a legend in the town, passed down from generation to generation. Parents told their children, and those children grew up and told their own children. And while some dismissed it as a fairy tale, others knew the truth, that love can bring magic into the world, that friendship can appear in the most unexpected forms, and that even the coldest winters can warm our hearts if we open them to wonder. And so the story ends, but the magic continues, falling with every snowflake and waiting for another lonely child to build a snowman with enough love to bring it to life.